Hi friends, my name is Jorge Muñoz. I'm a senior instructor pilot working in El Salvador, but today we are continuing on our quest of the last holiday before the pandemic. If you haven't seen the previous videos about this blog / day in the life / diary I'm making, you will find them right here on your screen right now and on the description below. As for today is the night of December 26. We had just arrived to Milan, Italy at 8:40 p.m. and we were desperately seeking for a place to eat some pizza, and for some reason we found this random thing right outside the train station. But the real fun started the next morning, December 27th, when we woke up very early, since this was going to be our only day in Italy and we had a lot of stuff to see. We started at San Siro Stadium, since it is the home of the #1 team in my friend's heart. Actually, visiting this stadium was his only request about this whole holiday, and because I'm such a good friend, who am I to say no? We had to make a lot of arrangements to our original schedule to be able to squeeze this day in Italy, and I'm glad we did it. However, we arrived at San Siro Stadium at 9 o'clock a.m. and we did the typical things to do when you are visiting the museum of a stadium. We visited the locker rooms from both teams that this stadium houses and walked through that corridor from where the players come out on game day. I have to admit that it was pretty epic to walk through there until we met the field. By the way, from this point on, and as you may have noticed already, I'm sorry for that many parts of this video that were filmed in that other aspect ratio. They were filmed by my friend, and his only intent with them was to make loads and loads of Instagram stories, and he took my phone for that because it had a slight nicer camera than the one on his phone. And because this was his special day, how could I refuse? We went to the field, and here's where Asensio started taking photos like crazy. But to be fair, it was a pretty sick view to see all those empty seats, along with the extremely high ceiling and the grass where a lot of epic moments have happened. Probably, I guess. I don't really watch that much football anyway. After a while, we continued our visit to the stadium and we ended up checking out the gift store, but didn't bought anything, just like everyone else. Around noon, we were back in the streets and heading to the Duomo di Milano, the most famous cathedral of Milan, and oh boy, it was a beauty. But oh boy, it was crowded. The first thing we did was to make sure to buy our entrance tickets. We would be visiting the whole cathedral. I'm talking about the main room, the church itself, I don't know how to call it, but also the catacombs, or the thing that is beneath the cathedral and the towers at the top. We discovered that the tower part had a specific schedule to enter according to your ticket. Because of this, we decided to wait some time outside the cathedral before starting the visit. And if you have saw the previous 2 episodes, you know what we are legally bound to do at this moment. Tourist time. We spent about 45 minutes to an hour as usual taking pictures to each other with the Duomo, that horsey monument, and that other gate that was over there that I can't be bothered to remember the name of. But it seemed like a good place to take cool photos nonetheless. At 1 p.m. we remembered that we hadn't ate nothing since early in the morning. The funny thing was that we were not hungry up until that point where we thought about food. So we went hunting one more time for a pizza. We found a very nice place right around the cathedral, and as we were full on Italian mode, I got a cheeky pizza and Asensio got himself some pasta. As the food critic that I am, I can say that the food was pretty good, and at 2 p.m. we decided that we had wasted enough time over there, and we went to finally enter the Duomo. But not without first stumbling with a lady that sang her songs like an Italian goddess. After that, we got into the cathedral, and as someone that has been blessed enough to have been able to visit Notre Dame in France and La Sagrada Familia in Spain, I'd say that the Duomo di Milano is just as beautiful as those other astonishing cathedrals. For real, it is not easy to describe how amazing it is to witness the art that these places behold. At least for me, there is a genuine feeling of calmness inside these places. I even lit a couple of candles for me and my family. We cannot and shouldn't act just like merely tourists. We have to show this attitude of respect and composure. We stayed inside the cathedral until it was time to go to the towers, so at 3 p.m. we went back outside just to find an already huge waiting line, but fortunately the time passed flying by, as it is usual when you are just chit-chatting about nothing with your pal, and the weather was pretty nice also. After spending a solid couple of minutes that felt like hours climbing through the stairs, at 3:45 p.m. we reached the top of the towers, and we saw the glorious view of the ceiling of the cathedral and part of the city of Milan. Even from outside, the cathedral is a masterpiece, and the sunset did help a lot to capture some epic moments. I mean, get this sick view from the top of the cathedral. Look at all the tiny people below us. I bet they are wishing to be there with us. And since technically we were not in the cathedral anymore, we were on the top of it, I can go back to being an absolute tourist and take silly pictures of myself. And of course also from the scenery. Since we were leaving Milan that night, we spent the rest of our time at the ceiling of the Duomo, just hanging out, having a good time, but as usual, we miscalculated the time that it will take us to actually get down from the cathedral. So yeah, once again we were running late to catch our Flixbus that was supposed to leave the station at 6 p.m. At 5 p.m. we rushed back to our hotel just to grab our stuff, which took us around 30 minutes due to the traffic, and by this point, just by simple math, we were not going to make it in time to the station. So I personally had a bit of a panic attack during the whole way to the bus station, but Asensio seemed to be doing just fine. To be honest, he is always like this. Thanks to the Italian gods, our bus was running very late. We arrived at almost 6:30 p.m. and we even waited the bus for another half an hour. Once again, no complaints whatsoever about Flixbus. Am I right? If you want to see where we will be heading next, or you want to see more videos just like this one, please consider subscribing. And if you found this video fun or entertaining in some way, please hit that like button, comment and all that stuff. And also you can check out this other holiday-ish playlist over here. I'll be seeing you in another video just like this one. Bye bye.